Ever wonder why understanding statistical tests like ANOVA and t-test matter to you, even if you're not a statistics student? Well, these tests are more than just mathematical formulas. They are tools that help us make sense of the world around us. They assist us in making informed decisions and interpreting the data we encounter daily, whether it's in news articles, scientific reports, or even your fitness tracker's stats. So whether you realize it or not, statistical tests form a critical part of your decision-making process. Let's dive deeper into two of these tests, ANOVA and t-test. Now you might ask, what are ANOVA and t-test exactly? Well, let's dive in and demystify these concepts. ANOVA, short for Analysis of Variance, is a statistical test that helps us compare the means of 3 or more groups to see if there are any significant differences. Picture a scientific study comparing the effects of 3 different diets on weight loss. ANOVA would be the go-to test to determine if one diet leads to more weight loss than the others. On the other hand, the t-test is another statistical tool, but it's used to compare the means of just 2 groups. Think of a research experiment comparing the heights of men and women. A t-test would be the perfect tool to tell us if there's a significant difference in the average height between the 2 genders. But how do these tests help us? Well, they allow us to make sense of our data. They tell us if the differences we observe between groups are statistically significant, meaning they're unlikely to have occurred by chance, or if they could just be random fluctuations. So when you're looking at data and you see differences, these tests help you answer the question, is this a real meaningful difference, or could it just be a random occurrence? In essence, ANOVA and t-test help you make sense of your data by telling you if the differences you observe are statistically significant or just due to random chance. So, what are the key takeaways about ANOVA and t-test? In the realm of statistics, these 2 tests are used to compare means or averages. The t-test is used when we need to compare the means of 2 groups. On the other hand, ANOVA, which stands for Analysis of Variance, is used when we have 3 or more groups to compare. However, these tests do not exist in isolation. They are part of a larger statistical framework, and it's crucial to understand the assumptions behind them. For instance, both tests assume that the data is normally distributed and that the groups being compared have similar variances. Also, be aware of the dangers of misinterpreting the results. Statistics can be tricky and misleading if not handled properly, so always double-check your results and consult with a statistician if necessary. Remember, statistical tests like ANOVA and t-test are powerful tools in data analysis, but their results are only as good as the understanding of the person interpreting them.